Hey guys, happy Wednesday. This is the third time I'm trying to record this, so hopefully I can actually get through it now. I know a lot of people have been asking me where I've been as far as like I was doing videos several times a week on Facebook. Yes, I'm still doing my Instagram stories and you can catch me there, but I've been getting a lot of questions about really just kind of where I went in April because I kind of disappeared from Facebook for a while, and there's some things that I talked about some on my stories but I didn't really talk about on my blog, or I kind of alluded to things and then I kind of stopped. So I just thought that I would just kind of clear a bunch of things up and kind of tell you what has been going on at the Montgomery household. April was just insane, guys. I was gone for I think 2.5 weeks, so that kind of did not help with all the other things going on. But so anyway, I thought I would just give a quick update on a few different little things that I've been getting a lot of questions about. Okay, so the first thing that I have been getting a ton of questions about was, so what happened to Emma Kate on Easter when she cracked her head open and had to go to the ER? Ugh, guys, it was terrible. So it was Easter Sunday, and we went down to my parents' house. For those that don't know, my parents live about 50 minutes away, and we went for lunch, and we had just gotten there. It was maybe like 10:30, and we were just kind of hanging out, catching up, and Emma Kate said that she was gonna go play in her room, and I was like, okay, fine, whatever. She has her own bedroom in my parents' house, so she went in there, and we were just kind of like talking in the kitchen, and we were actually, it's probably about 11 o'clock. We were about to start warming up food to get ready for lunch, and then all of a sudden, I hear this scream, and I'm thinking, oh no, what happened now? Because I mean, obviously she's 3, she falls down a lot, she cries a lot, but this was like different. This was like just a different kind of scream. And so I just kind of waited, and she came walking in down the hallway from her bedroom, and she's holding her hand on her head like this, and she's crying. And I was like, what happened? You bump your head? And she goes like this, and there's blood all over her hand, all on her face, in her hair, and I was just like, okay. And it was really weird because I don't like blood at all. It grosses me out. And so I fully was expecting myself to just like pass out right there. But I just went into like this like mom survival mode, and I was like, okay, all right, it's fine. It's fine. We need to see where she's bleeding from, assess the wound, figure out if we want to take her to the ER or whatever. So I got some wet paper towels, and we went in her bedroom because we were trying to get her to tell us what happened. And of course, she's like screaming, crying, not saying anything. So we're like in the light, and I'm trying to wipe the blood away from her head, trying to see what's going on. And I look at it, and it's a cut, and it's not a really long cut. It's about this long, but it was like, I say cut, it was a gash. It was like wide, and it was deep, and it was still bleeding. And I was like, okay. I texted a couple friends, but I was pretty certain that we were just going to go ahead and take her to the ER. So I just made the decision. Bobby was holding her, and I was like, let's just go ahead and take her. So we got in the car, and I very calmly drove us. It was about 10 minutes to the hospital, and thankfully it was not busy. We got there. I filled out the forms. Bobby held Emma Kate, and they took us back right away. And I knew it was bad because I was like, well, maybe they'll just like glue it, with that glue. Maybe they'll tell us it doesn't even need anything. And when they came in and looked at it, they didn't even like give us an option. They were just like, okay, we're stapling her head back together. And that's when I knew that it was bad. So they put liquid lidocaine on it, and they said I had to sit on there for like 30 or 40 minutes before the doctor could come in and put staples in. So that was the most boring part, was just sitting there trying to keep her busy. They had a TV, so we were watching cartoons. They gave her like a little sticker thing, and we're trying to hold the lidocaine cotton ball on her head because they couldn't get it to stay with like this wrap they put on it because it kept sliding off of her hair. So they said her hair was too silky. So after like 40 minutes, the doctor came back in, and this is the part that sucked. So it took, let's see, the doctor, Bobby, me, and 2 nurses were holding her down. So we had this big like syringe thing to irrigate it, and kind of because blood and all had kind of like gotten up in it, and he had to rinse it out. And she flipped out when she got wet. I don't know if it hurt or if she just didn't like getting wet. she like lost her mind. So I'm trying to hold down her body. Bobby's up by her head, and she's screaming. And I was so calm though. I was like, Emma Kate, you've got to be still. If you're still, then we can get this over faster, and you can go back to Grammy and Papa's house. She was super upset because she thought that she wasn't going to get to go back to Grammy and Papa's house and go on an Easter egg hunt. So I was telling her, yes, you will, but you have to be still. We have to get this over with. So finally, he was able to get 3 staples in her head, and we were able to leave and go back and have lunch, and we were all very stressed out. But then the hardest part was, so she literally just had 3 big old silver staples hanging out of her head and couldn't cover it with anything. So like, oh, just be careful for a week. I'm like, okay, she's 3, be careful, like seriously? She whacks her head at least 10 times a day. So that was the hardest part, was for the next week. I was worried about her at school, bumping it, or her friends touching it or something. And then like clothes, I put her in clothes with huge head holes all week, because pulling on shirts, like, ugh, I was afraid I was gonna rip them out. And then like forgetting and brushing and stuff. So that was really the hardest part, was just kind of keeping her calm after. And I gave her some Motrin the first night because she said her head hurt and she was having a hard time figuring out how to lay. But other than that, she was fine, like no pain, like pain-wise. And then we had to go back a week later and get them taken out, and that didn't hurt at all. So yeah, that was our first ER visit experience with Emma Kate. Thankfully, it was not that bad. And I just want to say I am so thankful that we have good health insurance, because we got the 2 bills from the hospital and the doctor, and then we had to pay a copay to get, I can't talk, oh my gosh, to get the staples out. So out of all of that, the only thing we had to pay was a $25 copay. And if we didn't have insurance, it would have been over $3,000, which is insane, because we were literally at the hospital for about an hour total. And it was just, doctor came in, 3 staples, he was gone. Like literally, he was in less than 5 minutes. Over $3,000. Just blows my mind. So very thankful for that. So anyway, that was a lot longer than I intended it to be. So next question, so she's fine now. Okay. So next question is, am I still selling the hair products? Yes, I am. I kind of took a back seat with it in April because, like I said, I was out of town most of April. And so when I was home, I was playing catch up with all of my other work. And so I didn't really have time to go into that as much. But yes, I am selling the hair products that I love, I use, my family uses, Emma Kate uses. And they're actually having a Mother's Day sale for the next couple of days. So if you are interested in hearing about that, be sure to shoot me a message. Okay, so tell me about your traveling. So April, I went to San Diego. Kia invited me to an influencer event in San Diego. I was there like, I think total of 46 hours. So it was crazy, like jet lag, time change. It was a giant ball of confusion. But it was so much fun. And if you missed my blog post on it, you can check it out on my blog. I think I did it a week or 2 ago. So you may have to scroll back a little bit, or you could just go to the search box and type in Kia and it'll come up. I had a really great time. The brand is amazing. I was super impressed by the cars. I did not know much at all about Kia about the cars themselves before that event, and I was really impressed by, we drove the Stinger and the Sorento, and they were both really super nice cars. I like them a lot. So that was that trip. Then I came back, and the next week we went on vacation with my parents to Disney World. They are Vacation Club members, so we stayed with them in a villa at the Polynesian, and if you missed those pictures and stories, Emma Kate had a blast. We were at the pool every single day for like 4 or 5 hours playing in that big like splash pad slides and things, and she loved that. So we spent time at the hotel, enjoying the hotel, and didn't just like go to the parks all the time, which is fine with me because we go to the parks all the time anyway. So that was a blast, and that was like 4 days. Then I came back, and then that next weekend I ran the Star Wars Dark Side Challenge. So it was the 10K Saturday and the half marathon on Sunday. Did I intend to run it? No, but the sweet, wonderful folks at Raw Threads, which I always am wearing their shirts, gave me a free entry. So I decided to run it, and I stayed at one of the hotels I partner with a lot, Hilton Bonnet Creek. If you have questions about that, I've had several people ask me about how the race weekend works when you stay at Bonnet Creek. So I've answered a lot of questions about that. Love staying there. Great folks, great hotel. So I went Friday, spent the night, ran the 10K, then Bobby came and he spent one night with me, and then we came back on Sunday. and went to my parents' house, and then I spent the night there and came back Monday. So again, I was gone again for another 3 days, 4 days, 3 days. I don't know. I can't even count now. So like I said, when I have been home, I've been playing catch up. So it was crazy. Star Wars was so much fun. It was really humid, but I had a really great time. I had fun. Just kind of, I mean, I don't know if it sounds ridiculous, but just kind of being by myself and running by myself and just kind of doing my own thing and not worrying if the family's happy, if they want to go ride something, if they, whatever. Like I went and ate dinner at one of the restaurants at Bonnet Creek Friday night by myself and just like, I was fine. Like it was fine. And I know a lot of people are scared to do that, but I really enjoy the silence these days. It's fine. So next question is, do you have any more races planned? No, I do not. It's hot here in Florida. I think the high tomorrow is like 91. It's in the upper 80s right now. Thankfully, the humidity's been relatively low, so it hasn't been bad. But it's coming, guys. It's coming. And so, no, I don't. I mean, does that mean that I won't run anymore? No, because things come up like just like Star Wars did. But I'm not planning on running any more races right now. Okay, next question is, what do you have coming up next? Are you traveling any this month? Yes, I am. So on Saturday, and this isn't really travel, this is really more local than anything, but on Saturday, Bobby and McKate and I are headed to Legoland. If you remember, last time I went to Legoland for a media event, I went to the media event and then I left my mom and McKate there, and Bobby and I went to a media event at Epcot and then came back and picked them up. So we really didn't get to enjoy Legoland at all. So we were invited back for the Star Wars Days event, and so we will be there Saturday, and we also get to check out the water park. So I'm really excited about that because I've never done that either. So that's this Saturday. And why is this coming? Okay, sorry. So we'll be at Legoland Saturday, so you can make sure you follow along on my Instagram stories with that. And then also closer to the end of the month, I think May 22nd, I'm headed to New York City with Carnival Cruise Lines. The naming ceremony for the new ship, the Carnival Horizon, is going to be those to the 22nd to the 24th. I'll be there. So I will be staying at a hotel in New York the 22nd, and then I'll be spending the night on the ship the 23rd, and then I fly back the 24th. So definitely want to be sure to watch for that. The Horizon is the sister ship to the Vista, which I sailed on in November of last year, if you remember that, if you follow along with that. So very similar ship, but does have some differences, so I'm excited to check those out, even just for a day. I haven't been to New York since I was in eighth grade, so it's been a really long time. And lastly, this is not a question I got, but it's something I wanted to tell you about. So some of you may remember me talking about creating a guide or an ebook or whatever you want to call it for bloggers about working with brands and how to work with brands and how to get more than just product working with brands, how to make money on Instagram, on other social media profiles, on your blog, how to pitch brands, how to get them to want to work with you, how to write your posts, how to structure your posts, just kind of all the things that go along with working with brands and getting paid. Because it's gotten a lot better, but when I first started, I've been blogging over 8 years, but when I first started working with brands, it was kind of like a new thing, and so people didn't really see it as a job or as something that you should get paid for. And so, when people come to me, and there's still some brands that I go into this in the guide, but there's still some brands that I will work with for trade or product, or it's very case by case. But when somebody comes to me and they're like, hey, I'll give you a discount on this shirt if you'll do an Instagram post on it. So you want me to spend my money to advertise for you for free? Like, I want to say, when you get paid at the end of the day, do you get paid in t-shirts? Well, okay, so why should I? Like, I want to make money too. Like, this is my job. I work very hard at it. I take it very seriously. It's my business. So yes, you absolutely can and deserve to make money if you're treating your blog professionally. And if you want to kind of take it to that next level, then this guide will help you. The guide is for what I'd like to say intermediate bloggers. This is somebody who already has a blog and you've been blogging consistently for, I'd say, like 4 to 6 months. and you've either never worked with brands before or you've worked with brands just for product and you kind of want to up your game and take it to that next level. You know, you may already have social media profiles, you already kind of know how to post. This is not somebody who's like, hey, what's Twitter? Hey, what's Pinterest? Like, this is somebody who already has a blog, who's been posting, who has an archive of at least, you know, 10 or 20 posts and wants to up your game and get paid either on your social profiles or on your blog. So my guide that I've been working on, I was doing really well with it, like January, February, and March, and I was almost done. I was like 85% done, and then April hit, and I was gone. I was not here, and so I didn't work on it at all in April, and I'd hoped to release it in April. And so I've just been really thinking about what I wanted to do next, and I just kind of felt it sitting here on my shoulder, and I just really wanted to get it done and get it pushed out and out to you guys. Just to complete that. And is there a lot more I could have added? Well, yes, and I felt that same way with my course and with my ebook I did. That you always feel like you can add more and more and more, but really in the end, like it's just that you'll just go crazy if you don't just put it out there. You know, I done is better than perfect, and so this guide is a little more less frills, I would say. If you've read my ebook or if you've done my course, you know, I've got all these videos and I've got all these worksheets and all this stuff. This is not like that. This is, there's not like pretty borders around the pages. Like, this is what you need to know. If you are serious about this and you want to make money, then you don't care about the frills. You don't care about what colors I used or what branding I used. You just want the information. And so that's kind of how I took this guide. It's literally just information in a PDF broken down into sections and chapters. Here you go, read this, implement it, work with brands, make money, go. So that's kind of how I kind of took a different approach to this. Like, there's no worksheets, there's no, I might eventually do like an upsell add-on with a few different things, but like I said, I really just wanted to get this released to you so you can start working on it if you're interested in kind of leveling up and making money blogging. So my goal is to release this tomorrow. And I know that's crazy. I usually, you know, the social norm when you write a book or a guide or whatnot is to have like this pre-launch and a pre-sale and like all of these social media posts leading up to it. And I've done that before. I did that with my course. I did that with my ebook. And you know what? Like, who's making these rules? You know, I mean, we're going to see what happens. It might be a total flop, and I may come back and say, oh, I probably should have done that. But, you know, I'm just going to try something different. Hey, guys, guess what? My book comes out tomorrow. If you'd like to buy it, I'll have the link ready for you tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. But I'm hoping, I have Orange Theory in the morning, so I'm hoping around lunchtime tomorrow I will have the links live on my website. I will be sure to post them on Twitter, on Instagram, and my stories everywhere so that you will be able to click and buy. So another goal, sorry, I know I'm rambling, I'm trying to wrap it up, but it's hard. Another goal I had with this guide was to make it affordable, because obviously if you are not making money yet blogging, then you probably don't have a ton of money. So again, I made it very concise. I tried not to add a lot of fluff, so it's not super duper long, because I mean, if you want to learn how to do something, do you want a 500-page book, or do you want I think mine's 55, 56 pages, page book? If it gives you the same information, like obviously you want to consume it in the least amount of time so you can start implementing. So, but just because it's short and just because I have it at a good price does not mean that it is not valuable. So try not to get confused about that in your head. I want it to be something affordable so that you can get going. Now, here's the kicker though. I do plan to raise the price a little bit, not much. Right now it is going to start off at $15. I do plan to raise it a few dollars in about a week or so. So make sure if you want to snag your copy that you do so quickly, because it will go up just a little bit. But again, I'm super excited about it. It's something that I wish I would have. It's a lot of things that I wish I would have known when I started blogging. It's a lot of things that it took me years to figure out, and I figured out by trial and error. And so I want to save you all the time and all of the money and all of the heartache that I went through trying to learn all this stuff just by bits and pieces from this blog post, from this book, from this course, and it's just all together right here for you so that you can have the confidence and the boldness. That's what a lot of it is, guys. A lot of it's just your mindset. We talk about that in the guide. And just get out there and do it. And just get over yourself and get over your fears and just do it. Okay. So anyway, my video is almost 20 minutes long, so I'm going to stop now. But as always, if you have any questions about anything I talk about or post about, you can always shoot me an email, heather@heatherslookingglass.com, or just DM me on one of my social media accounts, and I would love to hear from you. But anyway, I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and I cannot wait for my guide to release, hopefully tomorrow afternoon. Bye!